Thanks for joining us today on Polk Salad.
We've started the season and had two great shows.
Great idea. That's smart.
And we've just settled in quite nicely.
Welcome again to Polk Salad. It's been 8 months and there have been a few changes, my hair included. We have a special today. It's going to be Making Spirits Bright with 3 of our community guests talking about how this is going to be a terrific holiday season coming up. We have Russ Cooper with us today. He's the Director of Public Works here in Monmouth and does a yeoman's task with his crew of getting us ready for Making Spirits Bright. We have some decorations in the park, and that's a big responsibility. Tell us about it, please, Russ.
Well, thank you. There are a number of things that the city does to prepare for the holiday seasons, and the decorations in Main Street Park are one of those activities that we work on. It takes a fair amount of our time and in getting those ready. The other areas along Main Street that get decorated, we put banners on the light poles. That work is done by Monmouth Power and Light. They're a big part of helping to prepare the town for the holiday spirit. So they put up banners. They have various lighted displays that are able to hang on the light poles down Main Street. One of the other activities that's going to be new this year is what the library has been doing in some of our parks, and we call that the story walk. So we're going to look at trying to get a storybook walk in Main Street Park with some sort of a holiday theme as well.
So that's going to give us a daytime activity. A lot of the lights are not shining during the daytime, so that'll be fun for families to walk along the park and see what's going on with the stories and get a little bit of that. So we're setting up a little bit early this year. It'll be November 20th. That is meaning that before Thanksgiving hits, we're going to have lights in the park. And how long does it take your crew to install those?
So there's some work that leads up to putting them in the park. We need to make sure each year that after they've been stored for the season that they work. So we start in October, in our free time, if there is such a thing, trying to test each of the lighted displays to make sure that they're functioning and working before we go and install them. Another thing, so that's kind of in October we begin that, and then about 2 weeks prior to the tree lighting here on Western Oregon University's campus, we begin to install the lighted displays in the parks, and that takes 5 of our team members, basically the full 2 weeks, 40 hours a week, trying to get those set. There's a number of things that go with those, the posts that hold them in place. There are some signs that acknowledge the donors, and so it takes a good chunk of our resources to get those installed.
Well, I know when it first started, there were probably 4. Over time, the former city manager was purchasing 1 at a time. And so in the last couple of years, we've gone from 4 to 10 to 15 and now 24. So I know, when do you think we're going to cap out? When will we blow the fuse?
Well, that's a good question, and I also thank you for kind of acknowledging the progression of how these displays have made it into the park, and I think maybe there was too much credit there given to the city. A lot of these displays have been donated by either a local group like the Monmouth Business Association or one of the community foundations,
yes,
or local citizens have donated these, as well as local businesses.
Yeah, it really is. It's a community effort, and it's nice to see this all pulled together. So we have got the perimeter of the park pretty well covered now. You know, there's the gingerbread village, and then Santa's workshop, and then all the kind of accompanying ones that were shown just recently. We have 4 new ones this year. Do you remember which ones they are, or do you want me to rattle them off?
I'll give it a try, and then you can fill in the
Okay.
blanks if
Okay.
I don't get it.
Which are the new ones?
So I know the Park and Recreation Board donated I believe they did Santa Claus fishing, so it's Santa in a boat with a fishing pole. Petals and Vine donated penguins on a sled, so there's a penguin riding a sled being pulled by another penguin, pretty cute. And then I believe it's the Monmouth Independence Community Foundation donated one, and it's the classic, a kid with his tongue stuck to a frozen pole. And then thankfully, you and Rex, if I understand correctly, also donated a real nice, it's called Candy Cane Arch, that will be a real nice entry type of display into the park, and it's got Happy Holidays written across the top of it.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun event again, even though we have some other things that are having to not happen this year. We do get this, and it's enlarged and enhanced, and it's going to be a lot of fun, and we get it for a little bit longer. So let me tell the folks what Public Works does. Public Works receives the displays. We order them from a company out of Tennessee. They receive them, they assemble them, they install them, they repair them, and then they store them over the year. And it's a terrific thing that they do for the community. So I just want to say thank you for everything you've done and will continue to do. So.
Well, thank you. And I know that my the team, they love to be a part of decorating the town and participating in this way.
Yeah, it's been great having you on. Thanks, Russ.
Well, thank you. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. And we're here now with Suzanne Dufner. She's also with the city and is the Director of Community and Economic Development. And she's been on our Making Spirits Bright committee from the get-go. And you'll see in a minute that she is wearing her Reindeer Fun Run t-shirt. Welcome, Suzanne.
Great. Thank you, Susan. Thanks for having me on.
I have a question. We've been doing this a couple of years now, and you've been, this relates to your job, but you go above and beyond. So we are about to have Small Business Saturday, which will be on November 28th, the Saturday following Thanksgiving, but we also have something new to look forward to this year. You have a gift guide coming. Would you like to tell us about the gift guide?
Yeah, sure. I'd love to talk about that a little bit. So recognizing that small businesses are so important, and that with this COVID health epidemic going on right now, that's just a really challenging time for businesses to stay financially solvent. We wanted to see if there was a way that we could help support our local businesses and also make it easy for residents in Monmouth to shop local. So we came up with the idea of a local gift guide, shopping gift guide, and we'll be putting together ideas for gifts that you can buy locally from the various retailers and storefronts downtown, just to really help them succeed through this epidemic, and also find some really creative gift ideas. I know I've been surprised by some of the offerings going into businesses. I didn't realize that they had so many different unique gifts to provide as gifts to our loved ones. So it'll be a good opportunity to help support them and also make our shopping a little bit easier.
And it's going to be fun. How will we get a hold of this gift guide?
Yeah, it's a great question, Susan. So we'll post it on several different websites and Facebook pages. So certainly through the Monmouth Bright website that we use for Making Spirits Bright, and the Facebook page associated with that will have links to it. We're hoping to actually have a new website through the Monmouth Business Association that we'll be able to post it on. So we're working on that right now. We have a great local web designer that's a WU graduate that's helping us with that as fast and furious as we can get that up and running. But if that one happens to not be there, there'll also still be a link on the city website as well. So a lot of different ways, and then hopefully we can also post information about it in the Itemizer Observer, so to help spread the word.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Well, there's something else that's going to happen this year that's a new thought. I love this proclamation.
Yeah.
So tell us about the proclamation.
Right. So on November 17th, that's a city council meeting night, Mayor Kuntz will be doing a proclamation declaring November 17th through December 17th as a Shop Local month to support our local businesses, also called Shop 97361. That's our zip code, so kind of a catchy little way to phrase that. But yeah, the proclamation just helps emphasize and recognize how important our small businesses are to our community, and that we as individual consumers can really help them stay alive and thrive by patroning their businesses and shopping there, and that has such a great ripple effect on the rest of our community, because a lot of people that own these businesses live and shop here and take advantage of the services in our community. So yeah, it'll be just a good time to recognize that, and also to thank our local businesses for being here.
Yeah. Well, I know that this is an unusual year in so many ways, and COVID has caused the social distancing we're all going through now. So those fun events that we had in the last couple of years, like the reindeer fun run, the games and entertainment tent, the holiday bazaar, the variety of things that we had, are not going to happen this year. But there are a few things that are going to happen. We'll have the lights up in the park, but we're going to continue with the Griswold Award. And you are leading that effort, you and Emily McNulty from Monmouth Guest House. So tell us about the first year of the Griswold Blow the Fuse. We had 5 participants. Last year we had 14. And I'm hoping we get so many more. Would you like to tell us about what's going to happen with that?
Yeah, sure. So this is a really fun tradition. Started with, I believe, with the Making Spirits Bright committee and the event, and it has, as you mentioned, it's just grown every year. It's really neat to see, in addition to the light displays in the park, that the businesses are getting into the spirit and decorating their storefronts with the Christmas lights and wonderful displays. So yeah, the idea with the Griswold Award is awarding the business that can we have different categories, but can decorate their businesses the best. And so yeah, it's turned into a pretty healthy competition. Last year, I believe it was Craft Bar West that won and had some really fun decorations with the Grinch. Everybody loves the Grinch. And Monmouth was also in there in the top 3, and they just do a lovely job decorating the bed and breakfast for the holidays, making it look really cozy. And yeah, so and Petals and Vines, of course, always does an amazing job that just makes you want to go into their store, enjoy all the lights out front. So it'll be interesting to see if Craft Bar West is able to defend their title. We do have a local voting competition, so folks can get on the Monmouth Bright website and find out details on how to do their votes. It will be earlier this year, so be on the lookout for those lights displays to go up in the last half of November, and then I hope to award those business awards, and we have a few more, from what I understand, to prizes to give out to businesses, so to kind of sweeten the pot. But hope to make those awards on Small Business Saturday on November 28th, and so folks will have a longer time to really enjoy those light displays, and hopefully it'll inspire some folks and to decorate their houses as well. So that will really light up the community during these challenging times, for sure.
Yeah, it's a nice thing to look forward to.
Yeah, it
I'm
is.
looking forward to it too. So my understanding is that we will be contacting businesses this week and next, give them until the 10th of November, and say, is you in or is you out? And we hope everybody's in. There's no fee, so it's just join in and expect to get a prize.
Yeah.
We have a popular contest, so people will be able to go on to the Monmouth Bright website, vote once per email in one of 3 categories. There's a traditional, crazy, creative, colorful, and the third is the blow the fuse. The brighter, the better. So that's the popular, and then we'll also have judges doing it. So to me, that means we have 9 categories, possibly 18. I think everybody who participates is going to get a prize.
That's great.
Because we really appreciate it. And it's our way of showing support for the community, and it makes a really fun trip down Main Street and all the local businesses to see what's up. That'll be fun. It'll be great.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
So you've been a super partner, the MBA, the city. It has been 2 legs of the 3 supporters for our Monmouth Making Spirits Bright. And I'm so thankful to you and appreciate everything you've done. Thank you, Suzanne.
Yeah, well, thank you. Thank you for starting this wonderful tradition in our community, and looking forward to this year's celebration and many more to come.
That's right. That's right. Thank you. And we'll be right back. And in this segment, we're going to be talking about the tree lighting here at Western Oregon University. We have Sabra Jewell with us, and she's on the committee. Welcome, Sabra.
Hi, Susan. Thanks for having me on today.
Well, I've got some tough questions for you. We're going to be playing Trivial Pursuit. This is what year? First of all, what year is this going to be?
53rd annual tree lighting. Yeah, so 53 years.
Yeah, that's crazy. So that means 1967?
1967 was the very first one, a student-driven effort to make sure that the funds got up, the city permits were done. It was completely done by all the students here at Western, which at the time was OCE.
Ah, okay. And I bet you don't know how tall the tree. This is a giant sequoia on campus. How tall was a giant sequoia when it first was lit? Any idea?
Yeah, it was 122 feet at that time, and that made it the tallest decorated Christmas tree.
So you can see this from miles. I know coming into town, it's always a pleasure to look over towards the campus and see that all ablaze. So that's neat. So it has grown a few feet, inches since then. What is the height now?
Looking at about 130 feet. That's an approximation. So yeah, it's grown a little, but we did lose 15 feet in 1972 due to a lightning strike, which unfortunately made us then the second tallest decorated Christmas tree.
Oh. So who's the tallest?
We have one in Washington, so our neighbor to the north is our direct competition right now.
Oh, okay. Well, grow, tree, grow. What about the number of lights? Let's talk about that.
Well, in 1967, it was about 2,500 lights. They used about 100 strands. And today we use 30 strands of lights, which is a little bit more than 2,500, but it's still less strands of light, just more on each one.
Oh.
So I did not get the exact number, but I plan on being there on the 17th when they're putting the decorations on. So I can get that answer for you very
Good.
shortly. I'll make sure I
Good.
pass on that information.
So they're going to install them on the 17th.
Mm-hmm.
The actual lighting is on the 20th. Tell us how we're going to get to see the tree lighting this year. It's a different year.
It's a very different year, but we are so grateful that we're getting an opportunity to still share this incredible tradition with the community. And so November 20th at 6 p.m., you'll be able to either tune in on the WU live stream, which is woo.edu/livestream, or you can check it out on Easy TV MyNet 20.
Great. So there, some of the changes this year. We've always looked forward to like a cocoa, the essays being read, the student that pushes the plunger. All those traditions are not going to be there this year. But let's think about the positives. We don't have to stand in the rain, and we have a front row seat.
This is true.
And it's a lovely tradition. It will be up for quite a while, which is another thing that's unusual. The 20th is before Thanksgiving, and it's traditionally happens after Thanksgiving. Do you want to tell us why we're setting it up early?
Sure. I think you really drove home a couple of really great points in that this event has got to go on regardless of what's going on right now in our world. And we have been incredibly inspired by our professors and our students and how they've adapted and been innovative and tried to be creative to still remain tradition focused. That's why so many of our students chose WU over many universities that they could have gone to. So it was important for us to still have this for the community, for our students. Now, our students are leaving on the 25th to go home for Thanksgiving. They won't return until after January. So we wanted to make sure that they had a few days to enjoy the lit tree and an opportunity to have this sense of community while they're still on campus. Realizing we have very limited students on campus right now, we still felt like this was something incredibly important to give to them. Now, the great part about this being on a live stream is that we can have people all over the world join us. That's one thing we've found as we've been doing a lot of these virtual events, is that more and more people who normally wouldn't be able to be a part of it are able to join us. So we're excited about being able to bring in people from all over to be a part of this event.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so nice. Tradition means a lot, especially when so many things are fluctuating right now. So that's terrific. Great. Well, I am looking forward to the tree lighting and the whole holiday season coming up. This is your first one, isn't it, Sabra?
It is. I'm relatively new to town, so I am excited to be a part of this tradition, and I can't wait for it to go back to its regular glory, but I think we're going to put on a heck of a show for everybody.
Yeah. Well, it was super having you on. Thank you so much for coming and telling us about, you answered the question so well. I couldn't trick you. Doggone it. We'll have to think of a tougher question. Thank you so much, Sabra.
Thank you, Susan.
And we'll be right back. Weren't they terrific guests? I am so looking forward to traditions that we can continue, a few new ones, and it's going to be a very special holiday season. Until we see you again, you can see our show on the Wimpeg channel YouTube, Easy Video channel 21, and of course Polk Salad, A Bounty of Conversation, our Facebook page. Till next time, we'll see you around town.
Thank you for joining us